What's up, guys? Old Head Mike here, Metalcore Mommy Montana. Welcome to our review for Lovecraft Country, Episode 9, Rewind 1921.
I'm sorry I let you get attacked by a werewolf and then into the world.
First off, I've got my tablet. I've had this thing for years, never used it, so I've started taking notes. So now maybe our reviews will be a little more cohesive, a little more professional looking. Now we will not just mumble through, we will go through our bullet list and make it sound cool for you guys. Give us a like and subscribe and hang out with us. Let's go. So I want to say, first of all, I think this was one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah, this was a pretty good
This was
episode.
very, it was action-packed in a way. There was a lot of character development, especially with Montrose. I cried. She didn't cry. I fucking cried. This dude, I want to say, I don't know his name right now off the top of my head, but this actor kills it. He is such a great actor. Like, you know, you hate him, but you love him at the same time, because you know, like, he was a piece of shit all these years, but you find out that, you know, he had his own trauma, you know, a lot of trauma that he went through as well. And I don't know, just really felt connected with him through his acting. He just, like, watching him, like, narrate what was going on during this episode, you know, as he's talking to Tick, you know, because they travel back in time and he's saying what's going to happen, and you're just, like, soul crushing everything he's talking about. So Hippolyta comes back. Finally. Where the fuck you been?
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed on how, like, she acted when she came back. Like, I get that was, like, a whole altering thing, but she literally came back, like, so bitchy. Like, she was so rude to everyone, and it was just like, damn, bitch, you've been missing.
It's just,
like,
I guess because she, so, find out she spent 200 years in this other dimension, living as other people and training, and she pretty much gained, she said, infinite wisdom. She had access to everything and lived different lives, and so I guess now she's kind of got this god complex, I guess, maybe, because, you know, so they go back to this time machine thing to try to go back and get the book of names to save Dee, and they're like, well, the time machine's broken, you know, what are you doing? She's like, I'll fix it, it's fine.
Yeah, they're not, like, thinking about anything.
So what they can do is, what's her name? Christina says that she will reset the spell. They don't have a way to break it yet. I think, did they say that they needed the book to break it, or they needed the book to...
You need the book to break it.
So they like reset her spell, and they needed the book to cure her. And so
we also find out that the spell actually, like, it turns her into, like, the little demon girls.
Yeah.
That, like, attacked her.
It, like, assimilates her, I guess, or something. Because she starts, like, she kind of looks like the creatures that were following her in the last episode. So they go back to the time machine, and Hippolyta fixes it, of course.
Should we find out she's, like, a motherboard, and those things are in her wrist?
Yeah, she's got the things in her wrist from the other episode. And she uses it to connect to the machine.
It's like electronic. She has, like, electricity flowing through her.
She's the only one that can really control it and focus where to go, you know, because she had basically controlled whatever she was controlling when she went in the other universe or other dimension. So she's using that to try to find, to focus and bring them to the specific time in this, not only time, but also universe, because now there's multiple universes. So she's got to focus and find the specific point, which takes a lot of energy. It's during this night when there's a bunch of riots in 1921. George and Montrose are kids, and a lot of stuff happens this night. And you know, you hear a couple things throughout this season about what happened. You hear that you know, that there was this fire and all this other stuff, but they don't really go into it. But then once, you know, Montrose gets there, he's been drinking and, you know, trying to prepare himself for what he's going to see, because this is probably the worst night of his life. This is where George lives, and Montrose lives. This house burns down from all these crazy white people who are just going around terrorizing, this community and murdering, just straight murdering a bunch of people. And it's really terrifying. And again, like I said, when Montrose is in there, walking through what's happening, and it's really painful to watch, especially through their acting. And even Tick, there's some moments with Tick, because Tick is pissed off, that he finds out that he could be George's son, and that he probably is. And so he's pissed off at his dad, Montrose, for this. And he sees Montrose as a kid getting beat by his dad as Montrose did to him, and he has this moment in, I don't know, I think he like empathized with him for a second, because he starts like crying, and he like, Letty's like, hey, we gotta go, and he's like, what? Yeah, let's go, no problem. And it's really touching. And so also we find out that wasn't all that happened that night. There was this boy who I guess it meant
they were just friends, because he said that they held hands at the end, but that was the first time that they had ever touched each other. But they were holding
he said
hands
in public.
Oh, was that what
yeah
it was?
yeah
Okay,
I'm
okay,
pretty
okay.
sure he said that this was, he was like, we had done, I can't remember his exact words, but he said this was the first time we had done anything like touch in public or something like that.
It was when they were holding hands,
yeah,
like running away
because
from,
there's
like,
this
white
truck
people.
of white guys pull up and start yelling slurs at him, and
directly like shoots his
and,
friend in the head.
Yeah, and so I'm pretty sure that this is like when he realized that he was gay, or like they had been maybe together before, but he was telling him apparently that they couldn't be friends anymore, because I guess
he said he wasn't.
He wanted
gay.
to be a man. He didn't want to be gay. I guess.
because his dad was beating him earlier that day for like trying on like clothes and like dancing in the mirror or some shit.
Yeah. And so he wanted to appease his dad and wanted to be manly, and so he tells this kid, and he's like, this is what traumatized him, because he had, the last time he spoke to this kid was essentially telling him that they couldn't be friends or together anymore, and he gets shot in the face, like right in front of him, and this is when I cried. I'm feeling it right now. Like when he was talking about this, and like you're watching it happen right in front of him, I'm not crying. So anyways, Letty gets stuck in the house with the family, the one that burns down.
Letty goes to Tick's mom's house, and she goes inside, and
because she's running from the white people that pull up, and they're trying to like shoot at her and stuff.
So I had a theory about that, because Tick fucks with what happens with Montrose and his friend or lover or whatever the fuck they are, and he fucks with that, and like Montrose remembers that from when he was a child, and he's like, oh, you were the mysterious man. What if it was Letty's fault that his parents died because she ran like to their house?
Maybe.
And she ran in and like caused the white people to like burn down, because that was, if you notice, that was the only house that was like burning down. Like they panned out to the neighborhood, and that was like the only house.
I mean, that makes sense, but also that's I guess that's technically the history. That's what had to happen. There wasn't a way around it. That that's just. And so Letty, I'm sure Letty's gonna feel terrible about it, because she had to watch this lady burn alive. It was
so sad. Letty
she
goes
was holding
through
her
the
hand
worst,
though,
bro.
so that was really nice.
That's
she
why
was like,
it was sad, bro. They were like sitting there praying together, but like.
And so this traumatized her, and she's probably gonna feel like it was her fault because she led the attackers there.
Exactly.
But also that's kind of like, it's kind of, time travel is weird, and it's always hard to talk about. But
time travel's crazy.
So it's kind of like a loop. Like this has already technically happened before, because they remember the stuff from when they were kids. That's as far as I'll go into it. Time travel sucks. It's cool to watch, but don't think about it too much. So yeah.
She gets the book of names, and she like sits in the house with that woman while it's like burning down.
So yeah, so Letty sits there with her,
And they pray.
and you also find out that so back to Montrose, when Montrose and Tick are sitting there watching Montrose as a child be terrorized by this people and his friend get killed, George pulls up as a kid, and they're all fighting, and you know they're about to probably get killed, and Montrose is like, and this is when the mysterious stranger that he mentioned before earlier in the season pulls up with a bat and is like, I got you, kid. He's like, that stuck with me ever since I was a kid. And he's like, well, something's wrong. Where is this guy? You know, and like, I was like, wait a second, I saw a bat, I know where this is going. And sure enough, Tick's the fucking guy. Tick is the one that was actually the stranger, because there's a bat laying on the ground. He bumps into it, and you know, and you get this moment, and you're just like, yeah, fucking go get him. And Tick goes,
fucks them up, bro.
I'm pretty sure he killed some of them. Some of those guys are dead.
Yeah, definitely.
And well deserved. And you know, he kind of looks at his dad as his dad's a kid, and he's like, I got you, kid, because he knows that that's what he has to say. But he like looks at him in such a way that, you know, I feel like he meant it, you know, like he also was, he sees himself in his dad, you know, as a kid. So again, I just love Montrose's character. I know he's done a bunch of fucked up things. Yeah. Montrose just is, his character has so much depth, and the acting and the passion that he puts in all of it is really amazing. I would like to see this dude win some awards, if possible.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see the awards this show will get.
Yeah, because the moments with Letty gets some of these moments too. She's got some strong emotions.
I said it like the 5th episode, but Letty is carrying this show. All right, literally. If you think about it, Letty has gone through like some of the most traumatic fucking events possible. Like, this bitch has died. She's been like, she's come back to life. She fucking got almost killed again and had to like fucking deal with some crazy ass fucking ghosts in her house and shit. And she's been terrorized by fucking white people multiple times. She just watched someone be burned to death, you know? Like, she's gone through some shit. And she's pregnant. Like, you know, like, it's fucking crazy.
Hippolyta is trying to hold open the portal, which you when you start to think about it, man, they've been there all day, so I guess she's just been sitting there for like
because you come
however
in and
long.
Her veins are like all fucking on her.
Like, what did y'all expect? You know, y'all should have put some hustle into this.
I don't know why they had to keep the portal open the whole time though.
Yeah,
like,
could she not just like reopen it? You
then...
know, time travel. You know, yeah. But so she's barely hanging on. She loses it for a few minutes, and you know, Tick comes through and he's like, hey, you gotta do this for D. And she like goes like fucking Super Saiyan. She's just like, and just
her hair turns blue. Like, fucking all kinds of shit happens, bro.
Yeah, too bad it wasn't gold, because then I could really make some Dragon Ball Z jokes here. But anyways, but they all end up coming through. And
Letty has a really nice scene of walking like up the road. Montrose is like at the window and he's like watching these, you know, he's watching the town burn essentially that he like grew up in, but he sees these planes come in and they're like dropping bombs and shit, and like Letty just has like a whole fucking scene with like really nice music. I'm pretty sure that was when like there was that
was the opera. The opera.
Yeah.
Which I was gonna mention that in a second. But also during that scene when she's walking, you get this more narration from Montrose, talking about all the different people that died this night. And so I'm wondering if all the people that he like named off were actual victims, like in real life, if these were the real victims, which if so is extremely powerful. And again, that just speaks so much to this show, and how much thought and effort is put into this. Like, there's so much history that is actually real here, and it just makes it so, I don't know, it just makes it powerful.
Show.
Yeah. And that they can mix it with all the science fiction stuff, it's a really unique thing that they're doing. So they come through the portal, and that's it, and then Hippolyta's like, did we get it? And Tick's like, we fucking got it, and you get this semi-victory, even though, you witnessed a lot of bad shit that happened. At least something good came out of it, and they got the book.
I really hope Hippolyta's hair stays blue.
I think it does. They showed it in, they showed like a little flash of it in the previews for next week. She was like standing on the bridge, and you like saw this like blue.
If you remember the comic that she had, she like looks exactly like the comic now, because the comic book character that she was like, we said she was depicted in the last episode or whatever.
Yeah.
She had blue hair.
Yeah.
So.
Also, I mean, that's really it. I did want to mention that I don't think I've said it really before, other than once or twice, but during the scene when Tick is beating the shit out of these white guys, they're playing this spoken word poetry, which I don't know if you've noticed, but they've done that every episode. They've had a scene, usually towards the end, where they've had this like either like some like song with like a lot of meaning, or some spoken word poetry stuff, and they've had it every episode. It
had to do with what was going on, because it was playing while the house
like,
was burning.
Where's your fire?
Yeah.
And it's just really beautiful imagery, works really well. And also, I don't know if you noticed, but the opera song that's playing is that same spoken word. I could tell the lyrics, like if you were like really listen to the singing, it's the same. It is the same song.
Really?
Just in opera form.
This was a great episode.
Yeah. Again,
amazing.
Probably one of my favorites. I cried for sure. I don't think I've cried since George died. And, but like to see where Montrose goes. Hopefully he, I hope he does not die. I just hope he get some sort of like I hope he turns around where he's going, which he had that moment with the boyfriend, when he got clarity, so hopefully he continues on some sort of new path and becomes better and realizes that he doesn't have to be a man, as he says, that he should just be himself, and that's all he needs to do for his family, and try to make up for everything he did, which I don't think he can, but like to see him try, because I really like his character. But so I don't know. I hope I hope that the next episode is at least a couple hours, maybe an hour and a half, not just 1 hour, because I just want more of the show.
I don't know.
And there's a lot that's gonna happen, I know, and I don't see how they're gonna do that in just 50 minutes. I feel like Montrose will die, as much as I just said I don't want him to.
Because there's an emotional bond with Tick
he
now.
seemed like he was ready to die where he was today.
Oh yeah, I totally thought we were gonna have like a suicide scene or something with Montrose.
He was really, I don't know.
I don't know if it was
very
that
powerful.
or if it was because he was drunk. Because he was like...
No, I just felt like he was, I don't know. But I feel like he's going to die. He's going to sacrifice himself, and that's going to be his way of making up to Tick, maybe. Something like that, along the lines of that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think Tick will die, or Tick could die and then get resurrected somehow. I don't know.
Letty might die.
No, I don't think they would do that. But I don't know. I mean, there's no telling, but I feel like she's not. Maybe...
Well, she's pregnant, and I don't think they're gonna have like a happy ever after. Like like Tick and Letty like together. I don't know. Someone's gonna sacrifice themselves because Tick is like gonna be put on the chopping block.
I'm sure someone will die. hopefully it's not anyone.
There's like no one
Yeah,
we're
I
okay
don't
with
wanna-
dying right now.
Maybe Christina can die.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like it's like you like her, but then at the same time it's like, you know, you're trying to be like all buddy with this family, but you're also trying to kill Tick at the same time, like just so you can be immortal. Like, what's the fucking...
And her reasons
You're just
for
a
her
dick.
immortality are
Yeah.
so stupid. Like, she like talks about it and she's like, I just wanna explore the world and live life, and it's like, you just wanna have a fun time? Like, come on, bro. Like, I thought it was gonna be like way more meaningful than this.
So really, yeah, that's it. That's all I've got. Let us know what your thoughts are on this episode. Let us know what you thought of Montrose's performance, because I absolutely loved it. Did you cry? I cried. I almost cried during this review. And let us know what you think might happen in the next the season finale.
I can't believe we get to just next week.
It's
we get
already
to call it
over.
the best
Like
show of the year.
that's crazy. Yeah, I don't see anything else topping it right now. You should go check out The Boys, though. The Boys is really good.
Boys is definitely a close second.
Yeah, season 2 was amazing. Just not Lovecraft Country amazing.
That just finished too, so you can watch the whole season.
But yeah, other than that, let us know what you thought. Give us a like and subscribe if you like what you saw. Let us know how my new format is working with my notepad that I should have been using for forever. But yeah, other than that, thanks for stopping by, and we will see you guys next week. Old Head Mike signing off, reminding you, never too old for this.
Someday, love will find you. Break those chains and bind you. One night will divide you.